this is your homework. Unfortunately, I don't have the number. This one didn't have the number. I wrote yours in. So I can't videotape this, but make sure that you know how to explain the steps into getting your answer, because that will be a question on the test. Remember to use distance over time to mention subtracting, because it's a rate of change, stuff like that, from 8 to 12, which is this little line there. Anyways, if you have any question in class, feel free to ask me. Describe the graph from 4 to 8. That is that little graph right there. That's highlighted. That's still highlighted. That's 4 to 8, and that graph is continuous. It's linear, and it's also a horizontal graph. Because it's a horizontal graph, there's no change. The rate of change is 0. You want to mention that. Okay? That's what you want to put. Well, here you go. What is the rate of change from 4 to 7 hours? Rate of change is 4 to 7 hours is 0 because there's no change. Is a graph a function or not? The graph is a function. Right, I don't have time to write this down. It looks so ugly anyways. The graph is a function because if you draw the vertical line, there's only 1 point. Use the vertical line test. 1 point. The vertical line only crossed the graph once in each one. Okay? It's a function. You want to use the word vertical line. It's important. Always annotate. I'm going to check for that on the test. It's very important. Fill in the table and graph. Okay, this is going to be a test question on Friday. This is, again, a test question on Friday. Oh, we did this one in class. Oh, we did this. Oh, these are all on my other video. I'm going to do the review sheet. Okay, here we go. The review. This one you need to, it's an add problem, so you need to make 0. So in order to make 0, you have to, this is a positive, so you need to make a negative 4 over 5. That makes it 0, so negative 4 over 5 here also. That is 0, so we cross that out. You got k equals, common denominator is 10. 10. This is 3 times 2 times 2. That's 8. Subtract. You can't subtract, so you have to borrow from the 2. A 2 is 1 whole. So the 2 becomes a 1. So what happens? You're borrowing 1 whole. 1 whole with a denominator of 10 is 10 over 10. So you're adding 10 over 10 here first before you subtract. So k is equal to 1 whole, 13 over 10 minus 8 over 10. K then is equal to 7. 13, no, I'm sorry. 5, if you subtract over 10, 1 and 5 over 10, or just 1 and 1/2 when you reduce. Okay? Alright, this one here, this is times, so you're gonna have to make all the numbers improper. Multiply, add 15 over 4 equals multiply, add, ignore the negative, that's 2, 3 over 2. Now don't ignore the negative, make sure you bring it down. After you make it improper, you make sure you bring down the negative. And then the n. Okay, now multiply by its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of negative 3 over 2 is negative 2 over 3. Cross cancel. You got left Okay, you need to multiply this side also by negative 2 over 3. You have n left. Cross cancel. It's 1, 2. Cross cancel. 1, 5. That's negative 5 over 2. N equals to negative 2 and 1 over 4. Okay? Or you can always leave it improper. That's fine too. But you know how to make it into a mixed number. Most of you do. Okay, this was a mistake. Wrong. On the test, though, it would be this. No n's. This was a mistake problem. Okay. That was a typo. Sorry. Okay. This one. Let's take, this is 2 times, okay, let's see, the square root, this one is 1 pair of x, so we got x, 3 pair of y to the third, the square root of 64 is 8 times 8, so it's just 8, 1 pair 8, okay, so your answer is 16 xy cubed, and nothing left of the square root. So no square root, gone. Erase it. And that's your answer. That's an easy one, huh? This one, okay, x to the 7th. X to the 7th, you can make 3 pairs of x. X to the 3rd with 1 x left. 32, though, is harder. It's 8 times 4. 2 times 2. Okay, so one pair for sure, right? And then this one here is 4 times 2, and then 2 times 2, so another pair with this 2 left over. So our answer is 2 squared, because you got 2 pairs of 2s with one of them left inside. Okay, so your answer is 4x cubed square root of 2x. That's your answer. Okay, now all this will be on there. These 3 questions, this would be on Thursday's test though. Thursday's test is on this stuff. Friday is on this. Make sure you know when you go back to study a Thursday night, study these, okay? Look at the video. I post it on there, on the other one on today's. Alright. This, make a table of values. This is the table of values right here. For the equation, this equation, range of this. Look at how I'm annotating. Make sure you annotate. So we give a range is on this side, it's the y. Range is the y. This is the domain. Okay. So we're going to show work on the range. Okay, let's see. Our first, we have this one here. X plus 9 equals to the absolute value of y. Okay, the first range is negative 8. So I'm just going to erase that and put negative 8. Okay? Absolute value, you need to do this part. If you don't do this part on the test, I'm not sure if you know. Absolute value of negative 8 is a positive 8. So I may not give you full credit. I'll give you a 3 if I don't see that you understand the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. X plus 9 equals that minus 9 minus 9. X is equal to negative 1. So domain is negative 1. So your ordered pair, oops, sorry. Your ordered pair here is -1, -8. On the test, you'll have to graph, I think. I'm not sure. I think I have a graph for you to do. Okay. Next number is -5. Okay. X plus 9 equals to absolute value of y. And that's from up here, remember. I'm highlighting it. See? From there. I'll now delete it. So, oops. Absolute value of y. We're going to get rid of the y. We're going to substitute this y with this -5. Absolute value of -5. Absolute value of -5 is 5 equals to x plus 9. E minus 9 minus 9. X is equal to -4. Okay? -4, -5. Okay, your next one. Oh, I didn't give myself enough room. Well, there's all this space right here. Next one is 0. Okay, the absolute x plus 9 equals the absolute value of y. Replace the y with 0. Okay, absolute value of 0 is 0. X plus 9 equal to 0 minus 9 minus 9. X is equal to -9. So domain is -9. So your answer is -9, 0. Okay, the last one. Okay, let's see. 8. X plus 9 equals to absolute value of y. Replace that y with an 8. Absolute value of 8 is 8, stays positive. And you got x plus 9 equals to 8 minus 9 minus 9. X equals to -1. So, you got, the ordered pair is -1, 8. Domain repeats. Is the table a function or not? Explain using the table. I will have that on the test, either the graph. Okay. This is not a function because the domain of -1 repeats. Do not use the word vertical line for a table. There's no vertical line here. If you do that, you're going to get a 1 because you don't know the difference between a domain and a vertical line. So you're just memorizing. You're not knowing what it means. So make sure you put the domain. If they're asking for a table, you use the word domain. This is not a graph. In this case up here, because they're asking, is this graph a function or not, then you use the vertical. This graph is a function. A function, make sure you use complete sentence, because the vertical line, because if you draw a vertical line through this graph anywhere, it only hits the graph one time. The vertical line meet the graph, crosses the graph once. Cross the graph one time. Okay, now this here is not a function because there's no graph, it's a separate table. So you say the domain of -1 Domain of -1 repeats. Therefore, it's not a function. Okay? Make sure you state that because I will ask you. Because I want to see if you know the difference between when you use the word domain and when you use the vertical line test. And this number 4 is the same thing. Again, as number 3, if you have any question on number 4, ask me in class. Okay, I'll do one of them because this is asking for range again. This is on your test now. Range, so you got x minus 11 equals absolute value of y. You substitute in this 6, -6 into where y is. So you put -6 there, absolute value of -6 is 6, and x minus 11, add 11, you get 17. So your ordered pair here is 17, -6. Okay? And you continue doing your work. Alrighty, hope this helps.